The last hope of the people. It's an incredibly important moment in human history. The last hope of the entire world before nukes start raining around is in the hands of Putin. Before he unleashes destruction, he must keep his cool, waiting to see what Trump will do to reverse Biden's decision. Here we have a classic example of how an outgoing administration can bind the new administration and thus prevent its electoral agenda, causing a world war. Maybe Trump, before his inauguration, calls Putin and asks him to wait until he is sworn in as president. The question is whether Putin believes that Trump can make it until January 20th, 2025. Putin's mistake is that he launched a limited military operation, did not try to quickly take Ukraine out of the fight before the West got involved in the war. And today, Russian leaders are already in nuclear builder stones. They're in bunkers in the Urals and Siberia, away from the major cities. Russian military personnel and political members of the State Duma, the parliament, and the Federal Council, the two houses of the Russian parliament, have been moved to nuclear shelters in the Ural Mountains and in Siberia. Ukraine has fired the British long-range Storm Shadow missiles into Russian territory, according to Bloomberg. We must realize that once a nuclear weapon is fired, there will be automatic nuclear responses from all sides. And now today, USA, Greece, Italy, and Spain, and other countries shut down their embassies in Kiev, according to reports. And there is a countdown now. The countdown has begun for a nuclear conflict that could start with at least tactical nuclear weapons in Ukraine and neighboring territories before January 20th, when Trump finally takes office. The new escalation seems to be an integral part of a binding nuclear agreement signed between the Democrats of the US and Britain a few months ago. And don't forget that since October 1st, the former Prime Minister of the Netherlands is Secretary General of NATO. Now, he allowed the Dutch embassy in Kiev to finance the organization of the coup for the opposition. Is that a coincidence? What will Putin do now that the red line he set has been crossed? This escalation is leading to a nuclear conflict that will then turn into an all-out war in Europe and then into a global conflict. But Putin has shown that he does not react the way his opponents want. And the writer says, I believe that Russia's reaction will be a very large attack on Kiev and other areas with conventional weapons. We may see an enraged Russian bear leveling everything. But if NATO troops enter Ukraine, which is basically what will happen, and then I'm sure that the bear will use tactical nuclear. U.S. General Michael Flynn warns that the strike against Russia with ATACMS after the green light given by Biden has lit the fuse that will ignite World War III. Former Defense Intelligence Agency chief calls for Biden's immediate removal under the 25th Amendment. So we must always carry with us the icon of our Lord Jesus Christ and the Virgin Mary and our saints, have a prayer book and holy water if possible, a resurrection candle at home, and pray for the peace of the whole world. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.